When it comes to basketball, I was out there at practice on Monday morning. I'll spend a couple minutes on this and then we're out of here on the pod. But SMU basketball, one, I want to say, and I'm going to post a bunch of notes at ontheponyexpress.com, a lot of insider on 3+ content coming your guys' way from my time. I watched 2.5 hours of practice, talked to Coach Lanier, a bunch of the other coaches. Really just awesome to be welcomed like that. And, in the middle of the off season where it's just the team, there's no preseason chatter and things like that. They're just working, for a program to welcome, a reporter. They don't have to do that, but I can tell you it goes a long way. It doesn't affect how I'm going to cover them, but I enjoy it. That's what I enjoy doing, is going out and watching practice, workouts, whatever, because I think it helps me just overall be a better reporter when I know some of the storylines dating back to a summer with a team, and just getting around the teams and the coaches. You get to know them more. Maybe you find out a story or whatever that you can work on for the season. That's what it's about when I go out to these workouts. I was able to go out briefly to an SMU football one. Hopefully I'll be able to go back. But SMU basketball, first class, and how they allowed me in for a little Monday morning 2-ish hour workout, full practice. This was the first of their 10 practices they're allowed. So I'm actually going to try to make it back next week, and maybe the week after that, before those wrap up, before they go to Spain. They go to Spain for about 10 days. They're going to do Madrid, Valencia, Barcelona, and do that overseas trip. And they go, I think August 1st is what Coach was telling me. But it is night and day between when I went to SMU basketball practice last summer and even early this summer, with what they brought in and how hard they're practicing. And even afterwards, I didn't see anybody roll out of there quick and leave. They all shot free throws. You're welcome, everyone. They're shooting free throws. Work on their shot, work on their moves, talk with coaches. Last year, when Coach Lanier just got there, those guys, I'm not going to sit here and name names, but they would practice and they'd be out. And to get better, you've got to do extra. And that's what we're seeing. And I thought it was a really physical, tough practice for the middle of summer, just them. And I think Zurich Phelps and Sam Williamson are taking key leadership roles. I think Chuck Harris is going to be awesome for Zurich Phelps, another veteran guard to kind of help him overall, and a guy that could shoot the basketball at a high clip. I really like the continued development of Xavier Foster, but Mo and Jai also. But I think between Jaheim Hudson, the Georgia State transfer, and Tyreek Smith, the Oklahoma State transfer in the front court, we're seeing two guys come in that have when it comes to Jaheim, he plays so hard. He doesn't care at all about anything else other than basketball and playing hard. I know he cares about school too, but that's what he's like in there. And he's a really likable guy too. Got to talk with him briefly after. Tyreek Smith, super athletic. That's what SMU needed. They needed to upgrade their athleticism. I think they did that in the backcourt as well, with guys like Chuck Harris, Denver Anglin, BJ Edwards. I thought Denver Anglin he can fly. He was running through some drills and really had a pretty intense first step that'll help SMU. Once he puts it all together, he really came from a bad situation, I think, at Georgetown, but that talent is certainly there with him. So we're going to post a bunch of notes on the site. I have notes on every single player, kind of how they do things, but I'll leave you with this. Yes, the team worked on free throws. They put them through a pressure-packed free throw rebounding session at the end of practice. Everybody but Chuck Harris, who shot 86% from the free throw line last year for Butler. But this team is working incredibly hard on communicating, especially on the defensive end. And this is a piece of the continued development of this program in a complete 180 from the culture under Tim Jankovic in terms of run and gun, high offensive numbers, analytics, things like that, to very much defensive minded when it comes to Rob Lanier. And just talking with him, he knows the work is not done, and there is still a lot of room for growth, but you've got to be able to play defense and rebound for him. And he doesn't really waver on that. And he doesn't waver on it when it comes to transfers or high school or whatever. That's what is a super key piece when it comes to playing basketball. Once again, now at SMU, and I'm not comparing him to Larry Brown, but we know how good SMU was when you prioritize defending and rebounding. So really enjoyed my time at SMU Basketball. They still have one scholarship open. I'll have some notes on the site about that and their approach, as well as some recruiting notes too on basketball. So lots to get to on ontheponyexpress.com. So join today. Going to try to get those basketball notes up before the end of the day, but if not, they'll be up first thing Tuesday morning. So hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. This is a fun time of year, doing a lot of planning for the season. Want to do some, I'm going to try to aim for live post-game shows from about half of SMU's home games. I know where I'm going to do them. And maybe it grows to a larger number of them, but I'm going to start out with half the games, but we will have live post-game shows every game. It's just a matter of if I do them somewhere else, and that might have to do with timing of the games and kickoffs and things like that. So again, Big Game USA, check them out. Look at this ball. It's beautiful. So Preston Stone designed this, and you can go to Big Game USA and their headquarters, and you could see stitches kind of like around here, and even they go all the way around the ball sometimes. Well, Preston doesn't like that. He doesn't like having stitches messing with his throwing hand and things like that. So he really worked with them for a certain feel on the ball, which is really cool. So, I mean, you are getting what Preston Stone is throwing. I kind of wish they had this football when I was at SMU. Maybe it would have gone a little different. But all kidding aside, check them out. BigGameUSA.com. Promo code BEON3 gets you 10% off your order plus free shipping. Check them out and post about them. Let me know on the message board if you do get that order in for a Big Game USA official SMU game ball. With that, guys, it's an exciting time. I've also had some people reach out about sponsoring the podcast. If you have any, if you want to sponsor the On the Pony Express podcast, please reach out to me at billy.embody at on3.com. I'll put it up here real quick for you guys. Billy.embody at on3.com. So you can do that. We've got a lot of opportunities between all of our practice highlights, our coaches and player interviews, as well as the podcast. So if you guys are local, we have a strong local listening base in Dallas. We also have Houston, Austin, that listen a ton. I can get you guys analytics on that. And as season gets here, this thing's only going to take off even more. So if you're interested, reach out to me. But with that, I hope you guys had a great Monday and a great weekend. It's going to be another big week at ontheponyexpress.com. Don't miss it. We're 2 weeks away from AAC Media Days, where Rhett Lashley and the Mustangs will appear in Arlington for that. So